In this video, I'm going to tell you guys about my current business card setup, the 2 amazing offers I have, and how you can get higher targeted offers. I currently have 5 business credit cards. They are the Discover It Cashback Card, the Capital One Classic Spark Card, the American Express Blue Business Plus Card, the American Express Blue Business Cash Card, and the American Express Delta SkyMiles Gold Card. I was 19 when I applied for my Discover and Capital One card, which at the time was a really big deal because it was my introduction to business credit, and being 19, it just felt like a really powerful move. Now, I did consider the Amex cards when I was applying for my first business credit card, but Amex at the time, I had no idea, the requirements or anything like that, and it just felt really out of reach for me. Once I realized that the Discover card reports to my personal credit, I applied for the Capital One Spark card and realized that they also report to my personal credit. This happened over the span of a month, and then after that, in October, I applied for the Delta Gold SkyMiles card, and I was approved, and I should have just applied for that card to begin with, and I wouldn't have ended up in that situation with Discover and Capital One. So the lesson for me and you is that nothing is out of your reach. Talking to you, that's the lesson for us here today. So the Discover and Capital One cards I no longer use because they do report to my personal credit, and I didn't need help with boosting my personal credit score because it was already high. However, if you are thinking about getting business credit and you don't have the best credit score, getting a business credit card with Capital One, because they do have different tiers if you do have lower credit, would actually maybe help you. I did decide to keep those 2 business credit cards though because they have no annual fee and they are actually helping my credit utilization rates, so they're here to stay. When I got my Gold SkyMiles card, I had no idea what a sign-up bonus was. I remember I got my sign-up bonus and it was 75,000 miles, and I was like, where did all these miles come from? I was so happy. And looking back to where I am now, I'm just really glad that I got the highest welcome offer for that card, being completely new to it, and I didn't just settle for, I think, like 60,000 SkyMiles is their base for that card. You have to spend $2,000 in 6 months, and I ended up doing that in just 1 month of having the card. So when the miles ended up posting to my account, I was really confused. It took me a long time to realize that those miles were the sign-up bonus, but this was in 2021, so back then you could still book like a round-trip flight to Turks and Caicos for like 15,000 miles. I was like, ooh, I was ready to book everybody a flight. I was even gifting flights to people. It was a really good time. But also, I was like, I just spent the last 12 years of my life in school, and nobody told me about business credit, let alone that you could now travel for free just by having these cards, spending money that you're going to spend anyway. I was very, very, very upset that this wasn't presented to me as an option, something that I could learn about, because this is something that I'm genuinely interested in and something that I need to run my business. Me and the school systems have major beef. But anyway, that was in October. Fast forward to December is when I applied for the Blue Business Cash Card, which, looking back, I really wish I didn't apply for that card because I'm not a cashback person. I'm not team cashback, but I didn't know that at the time because I'm still at that time brand new to business credit, brand new to Amex, brand new to how this works. So cashback just always sounded really good, like it's cash back. But what I really wanted was the Blue Business Plus card. I didn't know that at the time, and I ended up applying for that card in April of 2022. And I actually didn't even start using that card till a couple months ago, maybe early this year. And it's 2023, by the way, just in case you're watching this video years from now. So out of those 5 cards, the only 2 that I use are the Delta Gold SkyMiles card and the Blue Business Plus card. I have a product-based business, so I'm using the Delta Gold SkyMiles card for Facebook ads and shipping purchases because I'm earning 2 miles per dollar on those purchases. And I use the Blue Business Plus card for literally everything else. So that's buying containers, labels, shipping supplies, product ingredients, whatever. On the low end, I spend about $3,000 a month on ads. But as my business grows and I continue to spend more money on ads and therefore as a result more money on shipping, I feel like it makes more sense for me to have the business gold card because I can earn 4 points per dollar instead of 2 miles per dollar. And obviously 4 is greater than 2, but also having the flexibility of having points versus Sky Miles, even though I do love my Sky Miles. I don't care what anybody says. Me and Sky Miles locked in. And I know that a lot of people think that Sky Miles are not as valuable anymore, and I'm not arguing against that. I definitely, in some cases, agree with that. However, I have a system that I use that works for me. So my spontaneous trips, like if I decide I want to go to Florida tomorrow, I'll dip into my Sky Miles for that. My Sky Miles are more for trips that are not planned, that I don't want to think too much about, that I'm not looking for the best redemption. And then my more extravagant trips that I'm planning longer in advance, like France, Italy, Greece, those kind of things, my international trips, those I would use my personal points for, even though it's all the same pool. With my Blue Business Plus card and my personal gold card, I use my points for things like that and things where I'm just like, I just want to get away. I just want some crafty crab. Have you ever had crafty crab? I don't have a crafty crab anywhere near me. If I want to just go to Florida or whatever, tomorrow, next week, that's what I use my skymiles for. And I like being able to have two separate pools of points and miles that I can, use for different things at different times. But I know for sure, I think I'm deep enough in the game to know that I do prefer to use my points for flights, so I don't ever see me using that for hotels, which is also why I choose to keep my SkyMiles card. So now let's get into the two offers, even though I have 3 cards that I'm considering. The first one is the Business Gold card, and they're offering me 90,000 points for spending $10,000 in 3 months, even though on the website the welcome offer is 100,000 points. Both are really low for me, I'm not even gonna lie to you. My welcome offer for my personal gold card was 100,000 bonus points, and I know that they have higher offers for the Business Gold card, so I'm gonna wait patiently. I don't mind waiting. The Business Gold card is one of my favorite business credit cards for the simple fact that you can get 4 points per dollar in the 2 categories that you spend the most money in every single month. So even if you're spending money in different categories each month, it flexes with you. So if you're spending the most money on shipping and ads this month, but the next month you're spending the most money on paint and hardware supplies, you're gonna get the 4 points per dollar in each of those categories each month. So if you look at the current way that I use my SkyMiles card, I would put all of my ad and shipping purchases on the Business Gold card and earn anywhere from 12,000 to 30,000 points per month. It's really a straightforward, easy card. The one thing that I dislike about the Business Gold card is that the annual fee is higher than the Personal Gold card, and it doesn't come with not one credit. None. The second offer I have, which is a really nice offer, is for the Business Platinum card. I will get 200,000 points when I spend $15,000 in 3 months. The $695 is tax deductible, and I would rather give it to Amex than the IRS. Either way, somebody's getting the $695 for my business. Might as well just give it to Amex. In full transparency, I do have mixed feelings about the Business Platinum card for me right now. I don't care or plan to use any of the credits on the card. It does come with a lot of other benefits like the Hertz President Circle status or whatever, but I'm under 25, so I can't even rent a car from them or Enterprise or whoever. Or if I could, I know it comes at a very, very steep premium on top of whatever I have to pay for the car already per day. So it's usually just cheaper for me to take an Uber whenever I travel anyway. I also personally don't care for lounge access. I do not want to be at the airport a second longer than I need to be. And when it comes to flights with layovers, I don't book them. So I don't mind booking hotels through Amex Travel, but I've just heard horror stories of people booking flights through Amex Travel and then Amex canceled their flights and it was a whole big thing. So I've just heard that from countless people and too many bad stories. But with the Business Platinum card, you do have to book your flights through the Amex portal to get the 5 points per dollar, which is not the same on the Personal Platinum card. You can book directly with the airline to get the 5 points per dollar. If push comes to shove, I can get the card and just cancel it. It's not like I'm chained to the Platinum card for the rest of my life, and especially because it's a business card, it's not going to hit my personal credit if I do decide to cancel it. I don't feel like I'm losing anything by getting the card and just seeing, so we're going to have to see. The third card I'm considering is the Delta SkyMiles Reserve card. Before you roll your eyes, just hear me out. My preferred airline is Delta, and I know that I prefer to use my points and miles for flights, so why not have a card that grants me free access to upgrades to first class that I would normally be paying cash for anyway. The main reason I want the card is just because it's purple and metal. Platinum is over. Everybody has the Platinum card. I'm not impressed by Platinum, but a purple metal card, I just think it's really nice, really pretty, and I would just like to own one. Even if it's canceled at some point, I feel like I need it in my possession. The Delta Reserve card also gives you lounge access, a companion certificate, a statement credit for global entry, concierge service. And because I told y'all I didn't care for the credits on the Business Platinum card, why not get the Delta Reserve card and save a little bit on the annual fee? But I don't know, 200,000 points versus 100,000 miles. I feel like I need both. The only downside again is that with my SkyMiles, I would never use my SkyMiles to book an international trip, but I still have my Personal Gold card, which I earn a good amount of points on, and I'm more likely to go to Florida every 3 months or every few months than to take an international trip every 3 months, so I'm torn. Now let's talk about how you can get higher targeted welcome offers. The simple answer is to just build the relationship with the company that you want the higher welcome offer from, which is probably all of them. With my Capital One Quicksilver card, I was able to get a $300 welcome offer versus the $200 statement credit. That's because I already had a relationship with them, and I'm going to tell you my secret. Because I also did this with my Amex Gold card to get the 100,000 point welcome offer on the personal card. When I'm interested in a card, I log into my account with that company, and I just click on the card, I read it. I spend a lot of time on the landing page for that card. I'll open the tab, close the tab, open the tab, close the tab, and I did this almost every day. With the gold card, it wasn't really on purpose because I really just kept going back to read, making sure I understood everything. Each company has a pixel that is tracking you, so if they know you keep coming to this page, if they know it's your first time on this page, they're gonna give you a higher welcome offer usually anyway. But if you want a targeted one that's a lot higher than what you would normally get, even if it was your first time, this is my strategy. It works every time. Because you keep looking at the card and not applying for it, they're gonna try to get you to apply by giving you a higher welcome offer. Works best if you already have a relationship with these companies. So I already had a Capital One card, I already had Amex cards. You can also start an application, enter your email and all that, and instead of hitting submit, just close the tab. They'll email you, hey, did you want to finish? And they might even give you a higher welcome offer that way as well. The other tip is if you already have cards with these companies, to make sure you're putting as much spend on them as possible. Not manufacturer spend, but if you're dividing your spend amongst a bunch of different cards, try to focus using one card and you might get higher offers that way. That's how I got my really high offer in my head. That's what I believe happened for the Business Platinum card. It all comes down to relationship and being on your best behavior. That's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.